Alright, hey, welcome back to Metal Gear. This is gonna be the last part, I think. So I'm just gonna run after Liquid now, and then we're gonna be cutscene central for a while.
Liquid! Snake! Did you like my sunglasses? You'd point a weapon at your own brother?
Why did you disguise yourself as Master?
So I could manipulate you more easily. And you performed quite well, I must say. Although the boys at the Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your warrior's pride and become nothing more than a pawn, Snake.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox dye.
Fox dye? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder... Maybe they arrested her so they could find out the answer to that.
No doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox Dye's program. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I've already added the Fox Dye vaccine to my list of White House demands.
There's a vaccine?
There must be, but that woman is the only one who really knows. Anyway, it might prove to be unnecessary.
Why's that?
You were successful in coming into contact with all of us, so we must have all been exposed to the virus. It's true that the Arms Tech president and decoy octopus were killed by Fox Dye, but Ocelot, myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
A bug in the virus's programming?
Could be. In any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not worried either. After all, our genetic code is identical.
So it's true. You and I are...
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles. You're fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
I was the favorite, huh?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born? But I'm the one Father chose.
So that's why you're so obsessed with Big Boss. Some warped kind of love.
Love? It's hate! He always told me I was inferior, and now I'll have my revenge! You should understand me, brother. You killed our father with your own hands! You stole my chance for revenge! Now I'll finish the work that Father began. I will surpass him! I will destroy him!
You're just like Naomi.
Well, I'm not like you! Unlike you, I'm proud of the destiny that is encoded into my very genes! Yeah! Snake! Your blood will be the first to be spilled by this glorious new weapon! Consider it an honor, a gift from your brother! Now I'll show you the power of the weapon that will lead us in the 21st century!
It's moving.
love how Liquid is not satisfied fighting you in a helicopter. He's also got to fight you in Metal Gear Rex. Definitely a fair fight. Okay, so Otacon usually recommends that you use chaff grenades, but I've never really seen a notable difference in, like, he basically says that the chaff grenades will kind of like mess up the targeting system, but I don't feel like that's true. Oh shit, oh no, stingers. Okay, so I'll start the fight over and I'll call Otacon so we can get the conversation where he kind of advises us on what to do, and then hopefully I'll actually beat Rex this time. We'll see.
Snake, Rex's armor is impregnable. You can't do any damage with the weapons you've got. Rex uses the latest advances in compound armor. The only way you can pierce it is with a high-performance heat round.
So what do I do?
Rex's pilot seat operates exactly like a VR system. It's got multiple sensors connected to a high-tech interface used for the controls. It's completely self-enclosed and shut off from the outside environment.
He's not using his naked eyes?
That's right. So if you could somehow destroy the sensors... Do you see that round plate on Rex's left arm?
Yeah, that thing that looks like a shield.
That's a radome. If you can destroy that thing, it won't be able to use its electronic equipment.
So he'll be blinded?
Yeah, try to hit that radome with a Stinger missile.
So that will stop it?
No. Rex was designed so it can be controlled manually, too.
Oh, great.
The part that looks like a beak is where the pilot seat is. In an emergency, it'll open up. Rex's armor is perfect. You can't destroy it.
You told me that already.
But the interior is a different story.
I get it. First I destroy the radome. That will force him to open up the pilot's seat.
Right. If you can shoot a Stinger missile into the cockpit, you'll destroy the computer control system.
You intentionally designed it with a weak point?
It's not a weak point. I like to think of it as a character flaw. People just aren't complete without some type of character flaw, don't you think?
I guess so. I owe you one, Otacon.
Otacon's OC, Metal Gear Rex.
First, use a Stinger missile to destroy the radome and disable its electronics.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter. Somebody tells me to use chaff grenades, and I don't think it works. But I'll just do it anyway, I guess. Just do one anyway. The best way, in my opinion, to beat Rex is to, like, get the timing right with his attacks, and, like, do I got my body armor on? Oh shit, I fucked up. I'm dead. But you want to get the timing right so that, like, yeah, like right now I have a second to shoot, and then now he's shooting. Yeah, now I gotta run. Oh my god. Okay, so see, I do not have the timing right. Okay, there. Oh shit. But yeah. Anyway, you gotta get the timing right, and I probably will stop talking after this so that I can concentrate, but you just have to run kind of towards him as he's shooting the missiles, and then run back when he uses his other weapons, because they hurt a lot less, so you can just let him shoot at you while you shoot him, and then as soon as he shoots the missiles again, then you run towards him, because it makes it harder for him to target you when you're close to him. But you don't want to stand too close to him, like for too long, because then he'll either laser you, which hurts a lot, or step on you, which also hurts a lot. I can skip this. And stinger missiles. Oh fuck. I shouldn't have second guessed myself. It also, there's something about like the distance that you are from Rex. So sometimes you just have to find the right distance, because if you're really close to his feet, the missiles don't hit you as much. But you have to be careful you're not close enough that he can laser you. Oh no. I'll get it this time. Maybe.
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
The machine gun just doesn't hurt that much. Oh shit. Hit me. And you don't have to lock on with the stinger as long as he doesn't move too much in the interim. But it does help. I'm doing pretty good this time, Snake. If you're close enough for him to do the laser, it actually kind of does help with the timing, because it gives you a little bit of extra time to shoot back in. Yay.
Did that do it?
Grey Fox.
A name from long ago. It sounds better than Deep Throat.
So it is you.
You look terrible, Snake. You haven't aged well.
I'll send you back to hell!
Fox, why? What do you want from me?
I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me.
Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you.
Naomi?
You're the only one who can stop her.
No, I can't.
Why?
Because I'm the one who killed her parents. I was young then, and couldn't bring myself to kill her too. I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like she was my own blood to soothe my guilty conscience. Even now, she thinks of me as her brother.
Fox.
From the outside, we might have seemed like a happy brother and sister. But every time I looked at her, I saw her parents' eyes staring back at me. Tell her for me. Tell her that I was the one who did it.
There you are!
We're just about out of time. Here's a final present from Deep Throat. I'll stop it from moving.
Fox!
In the Middle East, we don't hunt foxes, we hunt jackals. Instead of foxhounds, we use royal harriers.
Fox!
How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake, are you just going to sit by and watch him die?
Cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal.
He destroyed the Ray Dome.
Impressive! You are indeed worthy of the codename Fox, but now you're finished!
No! Fire the stinger!
Fox! Can you really shoot? You'll kill him too!
Now, in front of you, I can finally die. After Zanzibar,
It's not good. I can't do it.
Battle. Neither truly alive nor truly dead. An undying shadow in a world of light. But soon,
No,
it will
I can't do it.
finally end.
Die!
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at. But at least I always fought for what I believed in. Snake, farewell.
Foolish man! He prayed for death, and it found him. You see, you can't protect anyone, not even yourself. Die!
God, Liquid, you fucking asshole! Liquid. Oh fuck, he stepped on me. So basically the same as before. Actually, same technique, just gonna do it again with his head instead of the radar. This is
snake! I'll crush you into dust! Sleeping late as usual. A snake?
Liquid, you're still alive.
I won't die as long as you still live.
Too bad. It looks like your revolution was a failure.
Just because you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting.
Fighting? What are you really after?
A world where warriors like us are honored as we once were. As we should be.
That was Big Boss's fantasy.
It was his dying wish. When he was young, during the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things, are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be. We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world gone soft. Conflict will breed conflict. New hatreds will arise. Then, we'll steadily expand our sphere of influence.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
That was...
I watched your face when you did it. It was filled with the joy of battle.
You're wrong.
There's a killer inside you. You don't have to deny it. We were created to be that way.
Created?
Les enfants terribles. The terrible children. That's what the project was called. It started in the 1970s. Their plan was to artificially create the most powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was the man known then as the greatest living soldier in the world.
Big Boss.
But Father was wounded in combat and already in a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells, with a combination of 20th century analog cloning and the super baby method.
Super baby method.
They fertilized an egg with one of Father's cells, and then let it divide into 8 clone babies. Then they transferred the clones to someone's uterus, and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth. You and I were originally octuplets.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all of the recessive genes. You took everything from me before I was even born. But you and I aren't his only children.
What?
The Genome Soldiers. They too are his progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted into the members of the next generation Special Forces. That's how they became the Genome Soldiers. That's right. The Genome Soldiers that you've been killing are our brothers with the same genes as ours.
The Genome Soldiers?
That's right. They are our brothers, created artificially through the alignment of nucleotides to mimic our father's genes. They too are the product of numerous sacrifices.
Sacrifices?
Human experiments! 1991, the Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused by exposure to depleted uranium used in the anti-tank rounds.
That was just a cover story issued by the Pentagon. First they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections, they were all just a cover-up of the secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the Genome Soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We are on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The Genome Soldiers suffer from the same problem. Signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
In nature, family members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. It's called the selfish gene theory.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the Genome Soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes. That's why I'll follow what my genes tell me. And then I'm going to go beyond, in order to break the curse of my heritage. And to do that, first, I will kill you. Look behind you!
Meryl! Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No! We have no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed. They've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a BDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Colonel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm listening.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS.
What for?
To bomb the place.
What?
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may only be a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission. If I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But, Colonel, if you do that...
It's okay, Snake. The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Meryl was transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you, after all the lies.
Colonel.
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back.
What? What are you doing? What?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake, the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
Yes, he's a ridiculous man. He truly believed that he was in command of this operation.
You bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure the President would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
The President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all?
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the bombs will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do. Farewell.
There's no way out for us. Let's finish this before the airstrike. You stole everything from me. Only your death can satisfy me. Only your death can return to me what is rightly mine. She'll make a beautiful sacrifice for our final battle. Do you see this? It will be the time limit for our final battle. This nuclear module is set to detonate at the precise moment of her death. If you win, you might still be able to save her. You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end. If you cross this line, you'll fall. At this height, it will kill even you. Have at you, Snake!
Okay. I can't really tell if, well, I mean, I do think Liquid is kind of crazy, but, like, to what degree is he crazy and illogical, and to what degree is he just writing Liquid as crazy and illogical? I mean, I guess, did that really happen? I guess it did. I just don't know. Also, like, love it that Liquid took the time to undress me for this final showdown. I guess it's just not a showdown unless we're naked.
What's wrong, Snake?
Liquid has a lot of problems and he won't die. I mean, like, nothing he says makes any sense, even within the, oh no! Even within the actual constraints of this story, he's like, oh, my genes are compelling me to save my family, the genome soldiers who have like pieces of Big Boss's DNA for some reason. But also, I'm gonna kill you, my brother. What does that mean, Liquid? What is your problem? Why do you have so many problems?
What's wrong, Snake?
You're what's wrong. You won't die. Just die, Liquid, please, just die. No one wants you. I guess that is his whole problem. Like, I think Liquid was raised knowing all this shit, and it really fucked him up, whereas Solid Snake didn't know any of it, and he ended up the most well-adjusted. Oops, 13 seconds. I don't know if we'll make it this time. I might have to redo this fight. Yeah, I probably will. Oh god.
You're out of time!
This time. Ugh, fuck. Oh man, like, I think I literally got him right at it ticked Okay, well, we'll do it again. 30 more seconds this time because he's not talking. Probably won't have any other time to talk about this either because we are at the end and it is going to be cutscene central.
Nice shot!
So like the whole deal with Naomi, I don't know, she's such a weird character and I can't decide how I feel about her. I feel like she's kind of understandable in this game.
What's wrong, Snake?
I mean, certainly she's been through some shit, so I understand why she wants revenge. But she's still shady. I mean, like, oh god.
What's wrong,
Snake!
Even after she kind of is like, oh, I guess I don't want to kill you, Snake, she just is constantly manipulating me and not telling me what the fuck is going on, and it's very annoying.
What's wrong, Snake?
Also, her backstory, like the backstory of a lot of the characters in these games, is just like so shady, and it's just like, oh, whoops. Okay, well, it's probably my fault for talking while I'm fighting. But like, I don't know what Kojima's deal is. I mean, I do know what his deal is, which is that he's just like regurgitating the kind of cultural biases that he consumes because he watches a lot of shitty movies and he loves them. But it's just weird because he'll... I mean, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 is literally about imperialism and cultural, like, linguistic appropriation and so on. Like, that's literally the plot of the game, at least of half the game. So it's like he's aware of these issues. He's aware of racism and aware of like the insidious nature of cultural imperialism, and yet he'll write these characters who, like Naomi, is from Rhodesia, aka Zimbabwe, and she's white. And there's other characters who are like that too. At least one other character is like a child soldier from Africa, but like lily white. And this is just like a constant issue in Kojima's games where he, I don't know, he wants to address these issues and he is well-meaning, but then he's just like, why are all the characters white? I don't know, I don't get it. Why is Kojima like this? I'm gonna stop talking and hopefully I can keep a look at this time.
You're out of time! You're out of time!
Good. Hey, he's back. Stay down. What the fuck, man? Stay down.
Meryl! Meryl?
Snake, is that you? Snake, oh, you're alive! Thank God.
Meryl? Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, it must have been terrible.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them made me feel closer to you. I felt like you were there with me. It gave me the strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something. During all the pain and shame, there There was one thing I was sure of. A single hope that I held on to. And that hope kept me alive. Snake, I wanted to see you again.
Meryl. That's my codec.
Snake, it's me.
Otacon, good news. Meryl's okay.
All right. You saved her, man. Good job.
I got some bad news, too. We're about to be bombed.
Oh, boy. I guess we're considered expendable.
Is there a way out of here?
A way out? Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking garage right next to you. The tunnel leads from there to the surface.
The door in front?
No. It's a small entrance to the west of that door.
How about the security?
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me? I'll stay here.
Are you crazy?
I need a little more time to take care of your escape route.
But...
Unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do it.
Otacon.
Don't worry. I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I've found a reason to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route.
Thanks.
Thanks? Well, that sounds nice.
I believe in you.
Thanks, Snake.
Let's get the hell out of here.
What about him? Where's Otacon?
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah. And I don't want it to be in vain.
Me too.
Meryl.
Snake.
Meryl. It started.
I must be heavy.
Looks like we're not gonna have a love scene after all.
Looks that way. Too bad.
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
There's my sneaking suit.
Hurry up. Hurry! Looking good, Snake.
Where did Meryl get that Uniqlo vest from?
Hurry!
Okay, I'm gonna call Mei Ling real quick. Also, just want to apologize because I forgot about that whole scene with Meryl. I forgot that there was that thing with the torture and the see, this is why you know, as delightful as Ocelot is, I can't forgive him. He's trash. Also, Kojima's trash.
Snake, they've placed the Colonel under arrest. I don't know what I should do. This will probably be your last save.
I'm going to miss those proverbs of yours.
Snake.
Mei Ling, I have a favor to ask you. Make a hard copy of all the codec conversation data up to this point. I want some insurance.
Okay, Snake, leave it to me. Snake, please. Be safe for me.
Okay, well, I guess that was a bit of shadiness that I didn't expect, and I'm sorry.
I'll
with
drive.
Meryl.
Damn, a surveillance camera.
But I think that's it for shadiness for this
Damn,
game.
no
I mean, the game is pretty much over, so, you know.
All right, keys.
No. Just let me in the car.
I got it, Snake. Jump in.
I'm getting in.
Fire that machine gun with your weapon button. Shoot him. Snake, hold on.
It may take me a few tries to do this because it's like not easy, but it's kind of a fun part. It's very Disneyland.
Uh-oh, Snake. Checkpoint.
Here they come!
We'll never make it. Okay, Snake, let's go. We're not out of the woods yet.
Here they come!
We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path.
I'm trying, Meryl. I'm trying.
You did it, Snake.
Snake! It's not over yet! Liquid!
He just won't die. He just won't die. Look at how many times I'm shooting him and he just won't die. Just die. Please just let me. Why Liquid? Why does it have to be like this? Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Liquid, no. We're so close.
Look, Snake, daylight. We're gonna crash.
We made it.
Meryl. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I can't see him either.
Liquid's dead. Uh-oh.
Snake! Snake!
If he's dead, that means...
Don't say it, Snake.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
Snake, can you hear me?
Colonel.
Are you okay?
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal Gear, the training exercise, all of it. It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid and the nuclear strike?
The orders were rescinded. The F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
Washington isn't stupid enough to use nukes to cover up a few secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Really? Thanks. Thank you, Snake. Snake, I'm sorry, I kept a lot of things from you.
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake, I'm not a colonel.
Oh, that's right.
I've got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite photos. This time of year, the glaciers are pretty calm. You should be able to ride right out of there. I'll bet the boys at the DIA and the NSA never expected you to come home alive.
Me neither. I better not show my face around here.
No danger of that. You two officially died after your Jeep sank into the ocean.
That's not too far from the truth.
Also, there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on the base. I want someone to bring him in.
I understand. Leave it to me.
Okay, Roy. Are you gonna be okay?
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy. A hard copy of all Mei Ling's data. As long as I've got that, you, me, and Mei Ling will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines will run out soon. They won't be able to follow us.
I guess we won't meet again.
Don't worry. I'll pay you a visit sometime.
Really? I look forward to that.
Roy, just tell me one thing.
What?
About Fox Die.
Meryl will be fine. She wasn't included in its programming.
What about me? It killed Liquid.
Naomi said that she wants to talk to you face to face about that.
How is she?
Don't worry. Mei Ling is with her right now. I'm switching over to Naomi.
Snake, it's me.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on with your own life.
Frankie said that?
Yeah. He also said he'll always love you. Naomi, your brother just saved you, me, and the whole world. He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really my brother anymore. Ever since he fought with you in Zanzibar, he's been like a ghost. A ghost looking for a place to die.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me? When am I gonna go?
That's up to you.
What do you mean?
Everybody dies when their time is up.
Naomi.
Yeah, so when's mine up?
It's up to you how you use the time left to you. Live,
Naomi.
Snake. That's all I can say to you.
What the hell, Naomi?
Each person is born with their fate written into their own genetic code. It's unchangeable, immutable. But that's not all there is to life. I finally realized that. I told you before the reason that I was interested in genes and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was, where I came from. I thought that if I analyzed my DNA, I could find out who I was, who my parents were. And I thought that if I knew that, then I'd know what path I should take in life. But I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest soldiers. The most we can say about DNA is that it governs a person's potential strengths, potential destiny. You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. Snake, whether or not you're in the Fox-Die program isn't important. The important thing is that you choose life. And then live.
It's kind of important, though.
Snake? Don't worry. I'm going to choose life, too. Until today, I've always looked for a reason to live. But from here on, I'm going to just live.
That's great, Naomi. So, we just don't know if Snake's gonna die.
Genes exist to pass down our hopes and dreams for the future through our children. Living is a link to the future. That's how all life works. Loving each other, teaching each other. That's how we can change the world. I finally realized it. The true meaning of life. Thank you, Snake.
Look, I found this.
Let's keep it as a reminder.
Of what? A reminder of a successful mission? Or the first time we met?
A reminder of how to live.
Huh?
Until today, I've lived only for myself. Survival has been the only thing I cared about in my life.
That's not just you. That's how everyone is.
I only felt truly alive when I was staring death in the face. I don't know. Maybe it's written into my genes.
What about now? What do your genes say about your future now?
Maybe it's time I live for someone else.
Someone else?
Yeah. Someone like you. Maybe that's the real way to live.
So, where to, Snake?
David. My name's David.
Okay. So where to, Dave?
I think it's time we look for a new path in life.
A new path?
A new purpose.
Will we find it?
We'll find it. I know we'll find it.
What are those?
Caribou. To the Aleutians, the caribou is a symbol of life. It'll be spring here soon.
For us too?
Yeah. Spring brings new life to everything. It's a time for hope. I've lived here a long time, but Alaska has never looked more beautiful. The sky, the sea, the caribou, and most of all, you.
I think I'm gonna like this new life.
Come on. Let's enjoy life.
All right, Kojima giving us a little bit of a last-minute nuke lecture, which I guess I appreciate. Thank you, Kojima. But yeah, so that ending, that was a lot shippier and cheesier than I actually remembered it being. I guess it's been a while since I got all the way through Metal Gear Solid 1. If you fail the torture session earlier in the game, if you give in to Ocelot's torture, then Meryl actually dies, and you end up going through the ending with Otacon, and it's actually pretty fun and funny. So I do recommend looking up the Otacon ending of Metal Gear Solid 1 if you want to. I like it. I don't like killing Meryl, although to be honest, she survives for some shit, to like go through some shit apparently. So thanks for that, Ocelot. Thanks for nothing. So yeah, this game actually projects a pretty hopeful, cheesy, shippy ending for Solid Snake, and I had forgotten just how cheesy and shippy it was. But I guess Kojima sort of, I think he makes every Metal Gear kind of intending it to be his last. He never really intended it to get to 5 Metal Gears, but he was, I think, just under a lot of pressure to keep making Metal Gears. So the more Metal Gears he made, the worse Snake's life got, kind of, because Snake just keeps getting dragged back into this shit because we keep wanting him to come back. So, I don't know, I think in his heart of hearts, Kojima really wants to give his characters a really, like, wonderful, sweet, happy, like, picture perfect ending, which is partly why I think he does some really weird shit with Raiden later, because he ships Jack Rose so hard. Titanic is like his favorite movie. He can't stop himself. But with Snake, at least, this whole thing with Meryl, I mean, it's not really much of a spoiler, because as we go on to Metal Gear Solid 2, you're gonna see that Meryl just doesn't appear in that game at all. She's literally just not there. So as much as, I guess, Snake wants to be a normal guy, he can't, is, I think, the only way to read that, which I think is supported by Metal Gear Solid 4. So yeah, sorry Snake, you can't have your happy life. Sorry. Also, what the hell is up with Naomi, huh? I just don't know what to think of her. She's... I want to be sympathetic, but, like, can she please, like, not talk about herself for 1 second and just, like, tell me if I'm gonna live or die? Like, I'm not asking a lot here, Naomi. Literally only asking if you programmed death into my genes. But I guess it's too much to ask. You just can't tell me. You're just gonna go off on a soliloquy about how you're gonna live, and so I should try to live too. Okay, sure. I guess all that aside, I hope you enjoyed the game. I think it's fun, so join me again for Metal Gear Solid 2, I guess, soon.
You mustn't allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live. The important thing is that you choose life, and then live.
Hearing that from Naomi is a little bit galling, but I will say that I appreciate that that's the message that Kojima wants to give his players.
The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon, right on schedule. Yes, sir, I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir, my cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes. Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
Great. So that's the first one of many Metal Gear ending tags that are just Ocelot talking shit, telling us how he triple-crossed everybody. So look forward to more of those. I have no idea what Codename Leopard means, but I guess that's cool. Thanks. Sure, I'll save. No. Oh wait, am I out of... Oh, I'm out of memory. Let's rewrite one of the ones that I don't need. I have no idea what I have here. I'll rewrite this one. Yeah, so I was gonna say, I appreciate that Kojima wants to leave players with a kind of a hopeful note, and he's like, take control of your own fate. It's interesting that there's kind of like a divide between the Solid Snake era games, which start with Metal Gear 1 and go through Metal Gear Solid 4, versus the prequel games, which are Metal Gear Solid 3 through 5, where those prequel games end on kind of a bleak note. But I guess luckily we have the Solid Snake games to, I don't know, give us a little hope in life. Anyway, that's it. We're done with the game. Thanks for watching, and come back again for Metal Gear Solid 2 with Raiden.